1990. Diesel submarines in the past were limited by the need to operate noisy, air-consuming engines that meant they could remain underwater for only a few days before needing to surface. Naturally, a submarine is most vulnerable, and can be most easily tracked, when surfaced, even when using a snorkel. Submarines powered by nuclear reactors, on the other hand, do not require large air supplies to operate, and can run much more quietly for months at a time underwater, and they can swim faster while at it. However, the 200-foot-long Swedish Gotland-class submarines, introduced in 1996, were the first to employ an air-independent propulsion (AIP) system, in this case, the Stirling engine. A Stirling engine charges the submarine's 75-kilowatt battery using liquid oxygen. With the Stirling, a Gotland-class submarine can remain undersea for up to 2 weeks, sustaining an average speed of 6 miles per hour, or it can expend its battery power to surge up to 23 miles per hour. A conventional diesel engine is used for operation on the surface or while employing the snorkel. The Stirling-powered Gotland runs more quietly than even a nuclear-powered sub, which must employ noise-producing coolant pumps in their reactors. The Gotland class does possess many other features that make it adept at evading detection. It mounts 27 electromagnets designed to counteract its magnetic signature to magnetic anomaly detectors. Its hull benefits from sonar-resistant coatings, while the tower is made of radar-absorbent materials. Machinery on the interior is coated with rubber acoustic deadening buffers to minimize detectability by sonar. The Gotland is also exceedingly maneuverable thanks to the combined 6 maneuvering surfaces on its X-shaped rudder and sail, allowing it to operate close to the seafloor and pull off tight turns. Because the stealthy boat proved the ultimate challenge to U.S. anti-submarine ships in international exercises, the U.S. Navy leased the Gotland and its crew for 2 entire years to conduct anti-submarine exercises. The results convinced the U.S. Navy its undersea sensors simply were not up to dealing with the stealthy AIP boats. However, the Gotland was merely the first of many AIP-powered submarine designs, some with twice the underwater endurance. And Sweden is by no means the only country to be fielding them. China has 2 diesel submarine types using Stirling engines. 15 of the earlier Type 039A class have been built in 4 different variants, with more than 20 more planned or already under construction. Beijing also has a single Type 032 King-class vessel that can remain underwater for 30 days. It believed to be the largest operational diesel submarine in the world, and boasts 7 vertical launch system cells capable of firing off cruise missiles and ballistic missiles. Russia debuted with the experimental Lada-class St. Petersburg, which uses hydrogen fuel cells for power. It is an evolution of its widely produced Kilo-class submarine. However, sea trials found that the cells provided only half of the expected output, and the type was not approved for production. However, in 2013 the Russian Navy announced it would produce 2 heavily redesigned Ladas, the Kronstadt and Velikaya Luki, expected by the end of the decade. Other producers of AIP diesel submarines include Spain, France, Japan and Germany. These countries have in turn sold them to navies across the world, including to India, Israel, Pakistan and South Korea. Submarines using AIP systems have evolved into larger, more heavily armed and more expensive types, including the German Dolphin class and the French Scorpion class submarines. The U.S. Navy has no intention to field diesel submarines again, however, preferring to stick to nuclear submarines that cost multiple billions of dollars. It's tempting to see that as the Pentagon choosing once again a more expensive weapon system over a vastly more cost-efficient alternative. It's not quite that simple, however. Diesel submarines are ideal for patrolling close to friendly shores. But U.S. subs off Asia and Europe need to travel thousands of miles just to get there, and then remain deployed for months at a time. A diesel submarine may be able to traverse that distance, but it would then require frequent refueling at sea to complete a long deployment. Remember the Gotland? It was shipped back to Sweden on a mobile dry dock rather than making the journey on its own power. Though the new AIP-equipped diesel subs may be able to go weeks without surfacing, that's still not as good as going months without having to do so. And furthermore, a diesel submarine, with or without AIP, can't sustain high underwater speeds for very long, unlike a nuclear submarine. A diesel sub will be most effective when ambushing a hostile fleet whose position has already been cued by friendly intelligence assets. However, the slow, sustainable underwater speed of powered diesel submarines make them less than ideal for stalking prey over vast expanses of water. These limitations